Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Carol Azra bin Khalid. Today, I want to talk about the differences between the von Neumann architecture and other similar architecture. Before I start to state the differences between the von Neumann architecture and other similar architecture, let me briefly about on how do von Neumann architecture works. Von Neumann architecture is a store program concept that created by John von Neumann. The primary function of a central processing unit (CPU) is to execute the instruction to fetch from the main memory. An instruction tells the central processing unit (CPU) to perform one of its basic operations. The control unit, which is CU, the one which interprets the instruction to be executed and which tells the different other components of what to do. The central processing unit includes a set of registers which are temporary storage devices typically used to hold. But there is one major architecture beside the von Neumann architecture, which is Harvard architecture. Maybe many of us did not ever heard about the Harvard architecture. So, how do Harvard architecture works? Is it same like the von Neumann architecture? In this video, I will slightly compare between the von Neumann architecture and Harvard architecture. So, what is Harvard architecture? Harvard architecture is a separate storage and buses for instruction and data are part of the computing architecture. This is the Harvard architecture diagram that simply shows how it works. In Harvard architecture, the CPU is connected with both the data memory, which is RAM, and program memory, ROM, separately. Now, we know what is von Neumann architecture and Harvard architecture. The main topic that I will focus is not about the Harvard architecture, but is there any differences between the von Neumann architecture and Harvard architecture? Discussing about the first difference, which is cost. Which architecture is more expensive? In the von Neumann architecture, instruction and data travels on the same bus system. The design and construction of the control unit is simplified, and the cost of production is reduced. In the other hand, in Harvard architecture, it uses two buses for instruction and data. It's a more complex architecture which is increase the cost of developing the control unit. To sum up the topic that we discussed, these two computer architecture has its own advantages, disadvantages and special features. I think because of these two computer architecture, our digital world keeps moving forward and come up with more good system in the future. That's all I can share for you guys. Thank you very much.